Okay, now these 12 scales cover all 12 notes that are found in Western music. So the scales that Brad teaches, there's only one position of each scale does he teach, and it's only in one octave, which means it covers two or at the most three strings. And they begin on these notes on the G and D strings. We have 12 notes in Western music, and we start with an open G, and as we go up the scale we end up at another G right here. That's the octave. That's a G one octave higher. So between the open G and this G there should be 12 notes. Let's count them out. The open G is number 1, and then we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but that 8th one is on the 7th fret, and it's the same as the open string, that D note. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we arrive back at the G. So those scales follow each of those notes. We start with a scale of G. Next is a scale of G sharp, which is the same as A flat, and that's here, 1st fret, 4th string. Then we move to the next note in the scale. That would be an A note, and it's right here, 2nd fret on the 4th string. That's the A scale. Move up a fret and we have the B flat scale, and we're going to, the A sharp or the B flat, we're going to stay in 1st position, which means our 2nd finger here at the 3rd fret of the 4th string. That's the B flat scale. Then we move on up to the B scale, and for that we're going to move to the 2nd position. We're going to put our index finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, the G string. Okay, next fret up, next note is a C, and the C scale we're going to move back to 1st position. We're going to start with our 3rd finger on the 5th fret. That's the C scale. Now we have to go to the C sharp scale, same as a D flat scale. C sharp equals D flat. That's going to be the next fret up, and we're going to start with our index finger, which means we've now moved all the way up to the 3rd position. Okay, next note is at the 7th fret, so that would be the same note as the open string D. We're moving to the D scale, and we're going to play the D scale exactly like we did the G scale. Okay, next note up will be D sharp or E flat, and that starts at the 1st fret of the 3rd string, the D string. 1st fret, with the index finger, and it's like this. Okay, next note will be one fret up, and that puts us on the E note, which is the second fret of the D string, and we're going to play that exactly the same way we played the A scale on the G string. The E scale goes like this. Okay, move one note up, and we have the note of F. Remember, there's only a half step between an E and an F. And so for the F note, we're going to start with the second finger on the third fret, the third string, the D string. That's the F note, and this is the F scale. Next note up will be an F sharp or a G flat. That will be the final of our 12 notes and the final of our 12 scales. For the F sharp scale or G flat scale, we start with our index finger on the fourth fret of the D string. Now, it's important to practice all 12 of these. This may come as a difficult task in the beginning, but if you think about which notes you're starting on, and you think about the patterns, and try to find similarities between the patterns, it will do wonders for your mandolin playing in the long run. It's just the beauty of music that everything is so mathematical, and it's the beauty of the mandolin that it's all tuned in fifths, and that these patterns emerge. So you have this pattern played exactly the same on the D string for a D scale. For your F sharp, you have this pattern, and for your D sharp, you have the exact same pattern on the D string. You'll also have that same pattern for the B flat up here in the second position. And again, for the C sharp or D flat. Same exact pattern. Your A scale, is very, very similar to your E scale. And so on. Look at the C scale. Now when you start extending these scales to play in more than one octave, you'll find that two of these patterns you're learning now will blend together to play an entire scale all the way back and forth across the fretboard. And there's a lot of cool things to learn. Right now, it's enough that you just learn to play these scales. If you'll just learn to play the scales and do your best with them, try to get them as fluid as you can. In lessons ahead, we're going to do things like playing the scales in fifths, practicing against the guitar track. We're going to talk more and more about how all of music is entwined together and how these patterns emerge on the mandolin. I hope you've gained a little something from this, and until next time, peace, love, and mandolins.